Bea Arthur was born Bernice Frankel on May 13, 1922 in Brooklyn, New York, and from an early age displayed a sharp intelligence and independent spirit that would later define her career. Raised in a Jewish household, she moved with her family to Cambridge, Maryland, where she often felt like an outsider, an experience that shaped her wry perspective and resilience. Arthur was tall, outspoken, and unapologetically herself at a time when women were expected to blend in rather than stand out. During World War II, she broke convention by enlisting in the United States Marine Corps, serving as both a truck driver and typist, an uncommon path for women of her generation. The discipline and confidence she gained during her service stayed with her long after the war ended. Following her military service, Arthur pursued her passion for performance by enrolling at the dramatic workshop of the New School in New York, studying under influential theater director Erwin Piscator. It was there that her commanding presence and unmistakable voice began to take shape. From stage roots to Broadway recognition, Bea Arthur's theatrical career laid the foundation for everything that followed, grounding her performances in discipline, timing, and emotional depth. She built her reputation on stage long before becoming a television icon, earning respect for her versatility in both musical and dramatic roles. One of her earliest and most notable Broadway performances came in Fiddler on the Roof, where she portrayed Yente, the matchmaker, with warmth, humor, and authority. Her breakout stage role arrived in 1966 when she played the acid-tongued Vera Charles in Jerry Herman's musical Mame. Arthur's performance was a masterclass in controlled sarcasm and comedic precision, earning her the Tony Award for Best Featured Actress in a Musical. The role showcased her ability to dominate a stage without exaggeration, delivering humor with intelligence rather than spectacle. These years in theater shaped Arthur into a performer who valued strong writing and character integrity above all else. Television breakthrough. From All in the Family to Maude, Bea Arthur's transition to television came later than many performers, but when it happened, it was unforgettable. Her first major television success was a guest appearance on All in the Family as Maude Findlay, Edith Bunker's outspoken, progressive cousin. Arthur's sharp delivery and fearless portrayal of a liberal, middle-aged woman resonated strongly with audiences, leading to the creation of her own spin-off series, Maude, which aired from 1972 to 1978. The show was groundbreaking, tackling subjects rarely addressed in sitcoms at the time, including abortion, mental health, feminism, and racial inequality. Arthur's portrayal of Maude Findlay was bold, complex, and unapologetic, presenting a woman who was flawed, yet principled. In 1977, Arthur won an Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Comedy Series, solidifying her place as a television powerhouse. Maude was not just entertainment, it was a cultural statement, and Arthur stood firmly at its center, creative tensions, and the departure of Esther Rolle. Behind the scenes of Maude, creative decisions sometimes caused tension, particularly surrounding the departure of Esther Rolle, who played Florida Evans. Rolle's performance was so compelling that her character became a fan favorite, eventually leading to the spin-off series Good Times. While this was a major opportunity for Rolle, it altered the dynamic of Maude in ways that concerned Arthur. Bea Arthur valued strong ensemble chemistry and believed Florida Evans was essential to the show's balance and emotional grounding. Her frustration was not rooted in personal conflict with Rolle, whom she respected deeply, but rather in dissatisfaction with network-driven decisions that prioritized expansion over storytelling continuity. Arthur was known for speaking openly when she felt creative integrity was compromised, and this situation reportedly made her consider leaving the series. Ultimately, she remained until the show's conclusion, but the shift marked a turning point. The Golden Girls and a new kind of television icon in 1985, Bea Arthur took on what would become her most beloved role, Dorothy Zbornak on The Golden Girls. Alongside Betty White, Rue McClanahan, and Estelle Getty, Arthur helped redefine how older women were portrayed on television. Dorothy was intelligent, sarcastic, emotionally guarded, and deeply loyal, a character who balanced humor with vulnerability. Arthur's performance brought depth and realism to the sitcom format, grounding the show's comedy in authentic human experience. The Golden Girls became an instant success, praised for its writing, chemistry, and willingness to address aging, friendship, and social issues with honesty and wit. In 1988, Arthur earned her second Emmy Award for her portrayal of Dorothy. While the show appeared effortless on screen, considering an exit, why B. Arthur almost left. Despite the success of The Golden Girls, B. Arthur seriously considered leaving the series before its final season. The reasons were layered and deeply personal. Arthur was a stage-trained actress who sometimes felt constrained by the repetitive nature of long-running sitcoms. Additionally, she missed the immediacy and creative fulfillment of live theater. There were also personality differences among the cast, particularly between Arthur and Betty White. While both remained professional and delivered flawless performances, Arthur reportedly found White's bubbly, audience-forward, comedic style incompatible with her own more restrained, theatrical approach. These differences never surfaced on screen, but they contributed to Arthur's emotional fatigue over time. Ultimately, Arthur chose to leave after 7 seasons, and the producers recognized that the show could not continue without her. The Golden Girls ended in 1992, with the remaining cast transitioning to the short-lived spin-off The Golden Palace. Arthur's departure marked the end of an era. Personal life, marriage, and motherhood. Arthur's personal life was marked by meaningful relationships and a deep commitment to her family. Though she remained famously private, she was married twice, first to Robert Allen Arthur, whom she met during her Marine Corps service. That marriage ended in divorce, though she retained the surname Arthur, which would become synonymous with her career. In 1950, she married Gene Saks, a respected director known for his collaborations with playwright Neil Simon. Their marriage lasted nearly 3 decades, during which they adopted 2 sons, Matthew and Daniel. Arthur balanced motherhood with an increasingly demanding career, a challenge she navigated with determination and discipline. Matthew pursued acting, while Daniel found his place behind the scenes as a set designer. Though Arthur and Saks divorced in 1978, their partnership was deeply influential during her formative years in theater. Family remained a central source of pride for Arthur, even as she guarded her personal life from public scrutiny. Later years, advocacy, and returned to the stage. In her later years, B. Arthur returned to the stage and embraced more personal forms of performance. In 2002, she debuted her one-woman Broadway show, B. Arthur on Broadway, just between friends, blending music, storytelling, and reflections on her life and career. The show revealed a warmer, more introspective side of Arthur, allowing audiences to see beyond her famously sharp exterior. Outside of performance, Arthur was a passionate advocate for LGBTQ+ rights, environmental causes, and humanitarian efforts, including animal welfare. She used her platform thoughtfully, supporting causes aligned with her values rather than seeking attention. Arthur passed away on April 25, 2009, at the age of 86, following a battle with lung cancer. Her death marked the end of a remarkable career spanning more than 6 decades, leaving behind a body of work that challenged norms and expanded opportunities for women in entertainment. Legacy and lasting impact on American culture. B. Arthur's legacy extends far beyond her awards and iconic roles. She reshaped television by proving that women, especially older women, could be complex, intelligent, outspoken, and deeply funny without sacrificing authenticity. In tribute to her impact, Broadway theaters dimmed their lights in her honor days after her passing, a gesture reserved for artists whose contributions fundamentally shaped the performing arts. Later that year, a public memorial at the Majestic Theater brought together friends, collaborators, and admirers who remembered Arthur for her integrity, wit, and uncompromising standards. Figures such as Angela Lansbury, Norman Lear, and Rue McClanahan shared stories that highlighted her generosity and quiet loyalty. B. Arthur's influence continues to be felt in modern television, where strong female characters owe much to the path she carved. She remains a symbol of courage, intelligence, and artistic truth, an enduring force in American cultural history.